last year I launched a supplement brand on TikTok Shop. We made about $200,000 in sales last year. This year, we'll finish it at about $8 to $10 million, and it's been averaging $1 million a month for quite some time now. And today, I'm gonna share with you a couple of really crazy tips on TikTok that you're gonna need to know if you wanna see success into 2026. I'm also gonna share some tools and softwares and resources we use, things that my internal TikTok Shop reps have shared with us that are typically not common knowledge. And then I'm also gonna walk you through how we scaled off the platform so you know how to build the business for the long run. Sound good? Drop a like and let's jump in. And just to be transparent, because people love to run their mouth, here is some of the breakdown. This is Shopify over the last 90 days, $2.2 million in sales with a 65% returning customer rate, which is insane. And that's just on the website. We also sell on Amazon and then obviously TikTok as well. Now, the truth about TikTok is it's a flywheel. And once you get it working, it's actually hard to stop it. The only way you can break that is if you have really bad reviews and so your thing kind of craters, or if you run out of inventory, which is definitely not good. So there's a huge difference that a lot of people don't realize between TikTok and TikTok Shop. These are not the same. Everything changes as soon as you link a product in a video. Why is that? TikTok has something called the probation period, which we're going to talk about in a second. That will stifle your views, your ability to get reach on the platform, and we'll talk about why. TikTok moves fast. And with TikTok Shop, not every product is a winner. I've tried a lot of products on TikTok Shop that did not move. Not every product has the ability to go viral. Also, your price point architecture matters a lot. How you price things. Do you have big discounts running? What's the value perception that you're giving there? We typically start our products priced a lot lower than most people. Some people look at that as a bad idea. I see that as triggering the flywheel even quicker. We have higher conversions, we build our listing faster, get reviews faster, everything about that. So as long as I'm not losing money, I could care less. I'll drop our price pretty aggressively. And TikTok at the end of the day is a great place to go to get something very important, and that is called product market fit. A lot of people never get this. They wonder why it's not working, why their stuff is failing on Facebook ads or on TikTok, and this is why. You didn't achieve product market fit and you didn't know how to sell it to the type of customer that you're going after. So if it works and you get product market fit, then by definition, you also get something else you need from TikTok: content. And this is the beautiful thing about TikTok. I'm gonna share with you how I scaled to over $1 million a month in sales off of TikTok because of TikTok. We'll talk about that at the end, okay? So the probation period is something people don't realize on TikTok. Let me share with you my new TikTok Shop account. You can actually see this here in the last week. Done $388, 9 orders. I mean, it's literally brand new. We'll go back to the homepage here. As you can see here, there's a lock-in symbol. We are limited to only 50 orders a day. And it's funny now to see TikTok use the word probation because they never used to say that. They actually denied to our face many times over, multiple representatives, that there was a probation period, even though I had proved it. And so they basically lock you from getting sales quick. And here's what that means for you. Okay, the probation period is restricting you from getting views. If you tag a product, they're not gonna let that go viral, even if it's a crazy post for you or for an influencer you're working with, because they want you to fulfill the orders, get good reviews, make sure you're responding to customers, and that takes time. So you need to get sales in order to get more sales. Wait a minute, this sounds like a catch-22. It totally is. And that is why we start with our product price lower. Just one of many things we do to help kind of trigger out of the probation period quicker, because you need conversions and sales to eventually get out of the probation period to be able to get more conversions, sales, right? Kind of weird. So what is worth doing? For starters, daily posts. As a brand, your brand page should make at least 1 video a day. It's very easy. Send out free samples, low budget ad tests, just see if it works. You know, run some ads for 30 bucks a day to your post. If it doesn't work in a day or two, shut it off. Definitely have as many friends and family buying as possible to leave reviews. Reviews matter a ton. And have a dummy low price to get early conversions. Again, we might sell our product for $40 on another platform, and I'll go on TikTok at 20 to 25. Right? Where maybe you pay, you know, 8, 9, 12 bucks for your product. I'm doing that because I want those early conversions. It matters. And then crazy affiliate deals. Gone are the days of 10 to 12% commission unless you're like a major brand. Even those are pushing it up. You need to be offering minimum 30% commission, probably more in the beginning. We usually start with 40%, especially when we have no history on our listing. Affiliates now have a lot of options. There's so many different brands that they can promote. Hey, quick interruption. My coaching program for e-commerce that teaches brand owners how to build a subscription-based business with supplements, beauty products, and other stuff where we introduce them to manufacturers is going to be closing permanently permanently early this next year. So if you want to get into one of the last 2 rounds of applications, go ahead and click a link somewhere in the description down below. There will be a little informative video that gives you some info, and you can answer a couple of questions and jump on an absolutely free call with us to see what it looks like to work with my company and my entire team for many, many months, get all the resources, have us hold your hand, and we have some pretty cool guarantees inside of there that will help kickstart your brand or scale it if you already have one. So check that out. Back to the video. Here's a tool that we use called KaloData that allows us to see everything on TikTok. It's like really the only software that we need for TikTok for research. Let's take one of these clothing brand, Comfort. They're a huge brand. They did $8 million in the last 30 days just on TikTok. Crazy. Well, there's so many people, all these creators, that are promoting them, right? So you can see, I mean, this lady generated 600 grand, $250,000, 200K, like nuts. And so they're making insane commission, right? Now, the thing is, there are now so many brands on this platform for creators to choose from. And so why would they go promote yours when they've kind of gotten smart and realized what the probation period is? Like, hey, it's easier to sell the big brands because TikTok kind of pushes them. It's true. So what do? Right? You have to kind of give a crazy affiliate deal. Hey, we're going to give you 50% commission and we'll run ads to your content. And as soon as it works, we'll put you on a retainer. You got to kind of promise the world, and it's a numbers game. We'll talk about that. Now, here's what's not worth doing during the probation period. I've seen a lot of people waste money. Increasing your posting frequency. We've had people in my coaching group be like, I'm just going to post 15 times a day. And he does it for like a month, and it does nothing. It actually like ticks back his results, which is crazy. So there's no additional benefit to posting a lot. That's what we found. It also makes no sense, I've wasted a ton of time and money myself doing this, paying a large one-time fee for an influencer on TikTok. Again, if you're in the probation period, no matter who pretty much posts it, they won't let it go viral or get the views, and so you're just not getting what you pay for. Also, don't bitch about it. Relax. I hear this all the time. Everybody's DMing me. They're just always talking about how like I can't get any views. Yes, you're in the probation period. It is what it is. Just work your way through it. And typically people have horrible looking listed photos. They don't outreach to enough affiliates. They have a stupidly high price. They're trying to like, give $40 for their product. Like it makes no sense. So let's try some stuff, right? Now, here's a bonus on what my reps from TikTok Shop have told me. We have reps on both TikTok and TikTok Shop. One, we recently heard that no problem ever gets solved through the appeal system. And this is true. TikTok support is very frustrating. Absolutely like the worst I've ever seen, with the exception of Meta, and that's kind of saying something. Like they're both really bad. But I had a rep internally tell me, yeah, we don't ever see any important problem get solved through the appeal system. If you don't have a rep, good luck. That's his words. It's kind of, again, another catch-22 because you get a rep by scaling volume over time. You start doing 50K, 100K a month, they'll probably assign you someone, even if they're like low level. But to get there, you might have a problem that needs a rep to address it, to fix it so you can get past that, right? So it's kind of like luck of the draw. We have had success, I will say, if something gets shut down for like not doing something really that wrong, it's just a random error. We've actually had success opening a new TikTok shop for the same brand and it doesn't get shut down. So they don't seem to mind that anymore. And we've also heard confirmation that the algorithm absolutely picks favorites. We see that with video momentum and whatnot, but in general, the brands that are crushing it are trustworthy in the algorithm system. And so they want to promote those trustworthy brands and products. It's as simple as that. They would rather favorite those people than new people. Simple, right? So the easiest way to do this and kind of get your own stuff going is to blow up your own brand content. It's still very difficult to do, but that's how we've had success. It's actually me, myself, slinging really crappy videos that just happen to hit or trigger people and piss people off. Like, that's the type of content that we've gone after. Now, the research tool that we use that I just showed you, there's a discount code below because we've sent them a crap load of people. It's really the only thing you need. Now, funny enough, I actually use this tool a lot for off of TikTok stuff, specifically relating to videos. Like if I want to go find a product, let's just say I'm selling supplements, which, oh my gosh, I happen to do that. Maybe it'd be helpful to see the video platform, which is TikTok, where all of the new trends get caught. Maybe it'd be helpful to see what videos are blowing up, right? What are their top videos? All of these you can see are boosted as ads, but I can still copy all these frameworks. I can take the video, remake it with our own product, and they're going heavy on ads. So all the top videos are ads. It's really cool when you can see stuff that's not an ad. Goalie's really boosting everything, but 12 grand, not an ad. Look at that, crazy video. What even is this? So there's a lot of stuff like this that's taking place where you can catch trends early, and you could put that on Instagram, Facebook, Put that on YouTube Shorts. You can run an ad to it on Meta or Google. There's a lot of these things, and we crush it way more over there now because of TikTok. So make sure to check us out. It's literally the only tool that you need for all of this, and it's pretty cheap. So discount code down below for KaloData. That's where we just kind of get to scroll around, see new products, new trends, and who's blowing up, because TikTok is all over the place. It's like the most inconsistent platform. So from a business perspective, it sucks. Now, the other platform that we use, which is totally different, it's literally the only two tools that we have that we pay for as my company, is Yucabot. We have the stuff for the analytics, and then we have an automation thing. So Yuka is interesting. This allows you to send automatically thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of messages. And it's a numbers game for affiliates on TikTok saying, hey, we'll give you 40%, we'll give you 50%. You can't just DM 35 creators that you found here on KaloData and expect them to respond. They're not. That's kind of the funny part. You wouldn't believe how many people tell me they reached out to 400 people manually and only got like one response, and they didn't even want a sample. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We sent out 250,000 messages in a couple month period. Do you want to know how much responses we got out of 250,000? 1.3%. It's a low response rate platform. It's been cluttered. Everybody's DMing everybody. So you kind of need to be able to reach the masses. Now, one thing that's noteworthy and annoying is with the probation program, you can go back over here, you can see weekly creator limit TikTok imposed. You're actually limited through TikTok in the probation period and based on your sales volume, how many messages you can send a week. Again, it's a catch-22. You need to message people in order to get sales. But to get sales, like it's just, again, you see what I'm saying? It goes both ways. I can't message people, which is how I get sales, and I need sales to be able to message more people. You're starting to see how TikTok is structured a little bit like shit. So it is what it is. But as you go up, I think once you cross 50K or 60K in a month in GMV on TikTok, then they go to unlimited, and that's where the floodgates can really open. And so this for you is really a numbers game. You need to be able to message a lot of people, but this is how we blow up. We send a consistent drip. We make sure it hits the weekly limit here. So definitely use the Yucabot. And then as it starts to open up and you can message more people, it is just dumping gas on the fire. It's insane. So try that out. That's, again, just the other tool that we use. Now, I want to talk about this because it's really important for 2 out of 3 main e-commerce platforms, TikTok Shop and Amazon. Shopify, people fudge their reviews and you can do whatever, but like I'm saying, those are, you can't fake it on on TikTok Shop and on Amazon. So product quality matters a lot. We have actually sold a product that went mega viral, our first real viral product on TikTok, and we had to take it down because it just didn't taste that great, okay? You can't outrun bad reviews. You cannot possibly have enough friends and family buy and leave a review. Like if your product starts going viral, like you're cooked, okay? Has to be good. And taste, this is funny enough, taste matters more than effectiveness with supplements and any consumables. This surprised me. Over on our website on Shopify, I surveyed 9,700 customers, almost 10,000 people, and 81%, this blew my mind. I was like, you guys are stupid. It's a health product, right? You think you'd want the health benefits? Nah. 81% of people said they care more about the taste than the product actually doing what it's advertised. I can laugh at that all day long, but the truth of the matter is that's what the people said. And so I just got to be like, got it, understood, has to taste good, move along. Now, customer experience. This is different than product quality, right? Because a customer will expect a good product already. That is the bare minimum, not the target. So ask yourself, and I think this is a great exercise, how can I go above and beyond? I challenge you to think about that. For starters, most e-commerce people, it's just true, they're retarded and they don't care at all. And they have maybe a brain cell and a half to rub together. You can beat them so easily if you focus on customer experience, having a good product, and extend your thinking by like 12 months, because they're all worried about the next 30 days. So how can you go above and beyond? This is a great question, okay? A handwritten note. I'm just gonna give you some random ideas. You can do a lot more than this. Custom packaging experience. Think about like opening an iPhone. Whoa, it's crazy. Put a sticker in there. Nobody really gives a crap, but you know, little thing. A sample of another product for free. Maybe a single serving small sample, you know, that's what we do. We have a couple, you know, it'll put like 2 gummies in there or a single serving of powder, right, for our supplements. A $5 bill. I've put 20s in packages, a ton of them. Write a joke. I've done a lot of that. In fact, I have a bunch of stuff right here. I write a couple every day. And then when I go back to our warehouse, because I live down in Puerto Rico, whenever I'm at our warehouse, you know, every couple of months, I just pop in, drop a stack, and be like, hey, put these in some of the packages. They're not going in all of them. We send out 500 to 1,000 packages a day. I write like 5 notes a day. So yeah, it's not a lot, but it's a little thing, okay? Now, I'll give you a warning. Don't do some BS promotional thing with your customer experience. If you give them, oh, hey, I'm going to do something special. Let's offer them 30% off their next order. Go fuck yourself. Sorry for my language in here. I just feel strongly about this because this is my business. This is what I'm involved in every day. You're stupid if you do that. What are you doing? That's not a customer experience. You're just promotional crap garbage that nobody wants and nobody's really going to take action on. And I'll give you a second warning. A non-personal thank you, this actually surprised me when I studied it. We've tried it as well. It definitely gets worse results, but a non-personal thank you is actually worse than no thank you at all. And what I mean by that is if you go have like business cards printed in bulk, they just say, like, thank you so much for your order, we appreciate you, especially if it has a discount code on that, you're actually doing more harm than good. It's a waste of time and money. Don't even do it. So yeah, I run multiple companies. I'm the head of this. We have a team with 25 people on payroll, and I still write notes. It doesn't take that much time. Yeah, they're not going in every package. Maybe one day I put someone on payroll who does that. But do little things. Whatever you can is better than nothing. So doing those good things is what sets a brand apart. And this is how you see success on TikTok and all these other platforms. Gets you good reviews, positive comments. And this is a big one, e-com boys. Ready? Positive defense comments. Nobody thinks about this. Against bad ones. This is huge in the e-commerce space. You're gonna have random people that have never bought your product talking trash about you. It happens all the time. The big important thing is if you have a customer or somebody who jumps in, a random person in the comment under an ad and chirps that person back and defends your brand or product, oh my gosh, that's the best thing. We've had that happen a couple times. It hasn't happened thousands, but I've seen some of them. I'm like, it's just amazing to see, because imagine what that looks like to everybody who sees it. That's amazing brand reputation and experience that people are willing to jump to your defense. And ultimately, those are people who are repeat customers. That gives you the LTV, the lifetime value. E-commerce is only getting more expensive. You need to stop selling one time. You either need products people come back for or a line of products that people will shop multiple of. You need them to stick with you, not just buy one time. And so these couple of things I just talked about, while it might not seem like TikTok specific stuff, it very much so relates to that. TikTok especially, because the comment section can run away from you very quickly, okay? Now, if you want to turn this into a large and consistent business, get the hell off TikTok, right? I don't mean to chirp the platform, but they suck. Horrible support. They don't care about businesses. I could sit here for an hour and go through insane examples where they lied to my face, costed me thousands of dollars. I had employees sitting at 6 a.m. on the curb with pallets outside of our warehouse and their truck never shows up. Like crazy stuff from TikTok. Even in the last 30 days with emails at the highest level reps, complete BS. Like the worst experience you can imagine in your life. And so TikTok is a stepping stone. You can prove your concept with no money in ads, just slinging content. It's a really unique opportunity. Take that content and run ads to it on Meta and then Google and work with more influencers that are off of TikTok. We do a lot of Instagram and YouTube. We don't really work with TikTok influencers. We don't pay for that. We'll do a commission deal and send you a sample, but for paid promos on retainer, we've got YouTubers on retainer on 6-month contracts making $5,000 a month, right? That's a real setup. You don't really do that on TikTok as much. Right? And this is important so that you own your data for the customer and you can contact them again, right? Lifetime value matters. This is how we scaled from doing like 20K a month on TikTok to 1.4 million a month, like less than a year later, right? So that's the stuff we do. I have a couple side notes that I want to hit on, but I do have a coaching group. We open it like every 2 months, open a couple slots. It's small. You work with us multiple times a week, bunch of different stuff. You watch me build my brands. I don't teach, I just kind of show and document our systems, share what's working and what's not. And a couple of side notes that I just want to hit on that I wrote down because it's important for me to cover this. I feel like it'd be interesting if you guys have followed me for a long time. I'm actually going to be closing down and kind of retiring, or at least taking a long break for the first time ever in 7 years from our consulting company. So there'll be no new applications for our group, no new stuff. We'll complete everything with everybody and over deliver as always on the timeline that we promise inside of there. And that'll be it. So I don't know exactly when it's going to end, but it's something where I just want to continue focusing on my brands and my businesses. And we have a lot of people that we're continuing to hire and work under there. So if you want access to the group that watched me build this live, like they saw me go through product development, launch the products on TikTok, move the videos over to Facebook. They saw inside the ad accounts, they saw the ads, our price point test, the influencers that worked and didn't. Again, it's just documented. And then there's 100+ videos on all the systems and SOPs and industry contacts and manufacturers and 3PLs, all of it. That's inside of there, okay? I say that because it's just a good spot, and that's the only place where I teach stuff, like in depth. And right now it takes about 4, maybe 5 hours a week of my time, and eventually I'm gonna be shedding that because it's just, that makes this much money, other shit makes this much money plus brand equity, right? So that's just some of my info there. And I'm excited to kind of have a change of pace at some point here in like the next 6 months. So yeah, if you want to apply for it, down below, you can answer a couple questions and book a free call to chat with someone on our team. If it's not a good fit, that's fine. Our thing is we always leave you better than we found you on the call. We'll at least give you some info into what you can do, best paths that you can take based on your situation. We don't work with most people who go through the application anyway, because obviously there's people of all sorts applying. So check that out if you're looking to build an actual brand with lifetime value, ideally subscription revenue, custom formulated supplements, beauty products, stuff like that. Check it out down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to use TikTok, get it going, and then get off the platform and diversify your sales. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.